Great morning, great morning, great morning. Welcome to our AM Power. Guys, my name is Coleman, and I'm your proud speaker this morning in the windy city of Naperville, right outside of Chicago. I am here with our VP of Marketing, none other than James Linhart. And we're just coming off an incredible two-day Accelerator Business Summit. Guys, I get more into details about that later. However, I want to welcome and congratulate you for coming on our AM Power Call, which is held Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And this call is designed to help us grow in all levels of business. We talk about vital health. We talk about personal development, and we really just share with you, our mindset and some of the skill set that we've developed over the years in our experience in this wonderful, amazing industry of the home-based business. So if you haven't done so already, I see Miss Carmelita here. Go ahead and drop your city in the chat. We would love to see where you're tuning in from. Just to give you guys a quick shout out this morning. Great morning, Tressa. Great morning, Mia from Dallas. Great morning from Ghana. Wow. Okay. Great morning from Las Vegas. Great morning from Guam. Oh my gosh, you guys are spreading the word. Great morning from Alberta, Canada. Yes, who else do we have here? Great morning, Christine from Chapala, Mexico. So yes, indeed, guys, welcome. If you are joining the AM Power for the very first time, please drop a 1 in the chat. I just want to see if you are joining the AM Power for the very first time, drop a 1 in the chat. There we go. Okay, awesome. Well, welcome, Teresa. Welcome to the AM Power Call. We're super happy to have you this morning. Oh my gosh, we have Joan. Yes, let's see, Joanne Jones. We have Angelique. Welcome everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
We also second time, Christine. Okay, Ozzy, welcome. Casey. All right. Well, give our new guests, guys, our new team members, our new leaders, our new entrepreneur extraordinaires. There you go. Show them some love. So, guys, as we're on our way to the airport this morning, I just want to share with you the importance of events. And if you're not taking notes and you're in a position to take notes, go ahead and get something you can take some notes with. One of the things that I've learned being in this industry, one of the things that I've learned, I've been in this business of direct sales and network marketing over the last 17 years, is that events build businesses. Now, you say, Demond, well, what qualifies an event? An event is a group of leaders in the business where you are having a gathering, whether it is in person or whether it is virtual, guys. We used to do the conference calls back in the day. Now we do Zoom meetings, but today is an event and you qualify for this event because you wanted to be here. That's how you qualify for an event. You have to want to be there. First of all, you have to be in the business. Second of all, you have to want to grow and expand your business. And every event, whether it's an AM Power Call, whether it's our amazing conference we have coming up in Anaheim, California on November the 1st, whether it was a regional event, like we have coming up in Dallas with our VP of Sales, David Nieves, or if it's a sip and scan that's in your local area, guys, that you have the opportunity to host or be invited to. Why do you want to attend events? Events build belief. Oh, Damon, I already believe in the company. Well, we know you believe in a company or you wouldn't be here, but we also know that just like you get on the flight, sometimes there's turbulence, okay, on that flight because you're going through maybe some thick air, right? Well, maybe you're going through a thick crowd. Maybe you're going through a thick husband or a thick wife or thick children, or maybe experiencing some turbulence on your job, and being an entrepreneur is not easy. It's not easy at all, guys. And when you surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurs, particularly in the business that you're in, you're going to hear something, you're going to see something, and you're going to feel something that just may be what you needed to propel to that next level in your business. Next level could simply mean you talk to your first person. Next level could be you get binary qualified. Next level could be you hit your very first rank for the very first time in your home-based business. You know, there's a lot of transparency that we share on these, AM Power calls, Monday through Friday, and you get to hear, how we got started. So here it is. We're coming from the Accelerator Business Summit here in Naperville, Illinois, and Kevin Harrington, the founder of Shark Tank, was the keynote speaker at this event. And one of the things that he shared with us was a lot of the challenges that he had on the way of being a business mogul. As an entrepreneur, guys, it's not a matter of if you're going to have challenges in your business or challenges in your life. It's a matter of who you become in the process of getting to that next level. And what I can tell you is we are a diamond producing machine here at Vital Health. And if you know anything about a diamond, diamonds are made under pressure. They're made under pressure. And so there is going to be some pressure as you build your business, guys. And that pressure is just going to come from the natural day-to-day building blocks of building this business. That pressure can come from inviting people to your virtual grand opening, which we call launch calls, and nobody shows up. And it could very well make you question, did I make the right decision to partner with this company? I thought that this time was going to be different from all the other deals that I did, or all the other companies, or all the other entrepreneur ventures, because this just makes sense. And who wouldn't see this? Right? You don't need glasses, guys. You don't even need real sight to be able to see what we're doing here. You could just hear about the technology, hear about the results, hear about how we've matched science and technology and nutrition together to get some of the greatest results that we've seen in the health and wellness industry. And you just assume that if you're smart enough to see this, everybody else is going to be smart enough to see it. And guys, typically that is not the case, especially when you're starting in your inner circle. They know you. They know you. They know that you don't have experience as an entrepreneur, or they know that you've been in multiple companies. They know, guys, that you love sales or you love promoting. And so to them, this might be just another one of those things, or they just might not respect you enough in business to even hear you out. Well, let me tell you the good news. Okay. The good news is Coleman in 2008 got started in multi-level marketing. And I got started with a product, guys, like in this case, I would have thought anybody would be able to see it. Ray Charles would be able to see how amazing, this product is and how lucrative the business could be. And so I invested in that company before I made a dime. How did I invest? Well, at that time, guys, if you wanted a top leader to come into your city, you had to pay for their flight, their hotel. You had to buy them at least one meal. And so here I am, starting over, guys. I was getting my life back on track. I pretty much lost everything, but I had a vision. And my sponsor required that I pay. So I not only did I have to leave Atlanta, I had to catch a flight. Well, matter of fact, I didn't even catch a flight. I drove my car 8 hours to St. Louis, Missouri, my hometown. I'm a former master barber and hairstylist. I was the owner and operator of 2 very popular salons in St. Louis, and I started cutting hair at 12 years old. By 17, I was in a professional barber shop, and guys, I knew all of the top barbers and hairstylists, salon owners in St. Louis, Missouri. So I knew without a shadow of a doubt, all I had to do was let them know when I was coming to St. Louis to launch, and I was going to pack that location out. I got those little 4x6 cards made. I picked up the phone. I called a lot of people. Even when I got there in advance, I'm going around because there was no social media at this time. So I'm in the trenches, guys, and I'm doing everything, making the calls, passing out the flyers, going to the barbershops, going to the beauty salons, inviting all of my family and friends. A good friend of mine let me use her space. She was an esthetician, and she had a really nice size space right in St. Louis on the street called Olive. I rented some chairs. Good friend of mine, Miss Terry, actually allowed for me to use her Escalade, which James rented one to go to the airport. Well, he got an Uber. I'm like, wow, dude, okay, nice. And it was an Escalade kind of similar like this, like all the seats down, in the vehicle so I could get the chairs. And then I rented, I ordered food trays. Mind you, I paid for Helen's flight. I paid for her hotel. I knew I had to buy her a meal. I made all of these investments, and they were investments for me, guys, because I really didn't have it. At least I didn't think I did. But I found a way. And the day of the event came, and I'm super excited and I'm nervous. Okay. This is my very first event in my home based business. And guys, 5 people showed up. 5. And my mom and my sister was 2 of those 5. And I was livid, I was disappointed, and I was embarrassed. I mean, just thinking about it right now reminds me of the pain that I felt at my very first event. And ladies and gentlemen, not only was I embarrassed, my sponsor told me I was opening up, and I'm like, no, I'm not. And she said, well, if you don't get up and say anything and introduce me, I'm not getting up. And she meant it, because she just sat there and my blood pressure is boiling. And I'm embarrassed. I'm nervous. I haven't been doing any public speaking. And I just realized either this lady is crazy or Damon, if you don't you just got to do it. So I got up and I looked over everybody's head. I looked nobody in the eyes and I just started to share. I don't even remember what I said. But when I sat down, it was the greatest relief ever. And she got up and she gave this powerful presentation. She was so passionate and enthused, and it was only 5 people there. And at the end of that event, I remember Becky, who owned the salon called Results on Delmar in St. Louis, Missouri. She said, Damon, listen, you could come out of salon and you can talk to, the stylist, and the clients, tomorrow or whatever day it was. I can't even remember what day of the week it was. And I was just like, okay, thank you, Becky. I will. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go around to all the different salons, to all the people that did not make it out, and I'm going to take this product to them because it offered instant gratification. And guys, I was only able to stop by one salon that day. That was Becky's. I got to that salon. I started putting this girdle because I was selling undergarments. I started putting these girdles on these women. And before you know it, after the first one walked out and showed how she looked, there was a line of all these women wanted to put on this girdle. And guys, I'm in this back room. I'm sweating bullets because it was a physical, it was a laborious task. And I had people coming from other salons, people calling their family, their friends, coming to this salon to see this miracle, this amazement of instant gratification that was helping people to look better and get their confidence back. And I remember my sponsor gave me those. She left me those sample garments because she felt bad. I begged her to leave the garment. She said, don't you sell my garments, Damon. I want all of my garments back. And I was like, they're used garments. Nobody's going to buy these anyway. Guys, do you know I sold all of those used garments? Fast forward, that built my belief. And that let me know that I wasn't crazy, that I knew I found something special. And I got back to Atlanta, Georgia, and I started talking to everybody. I met Dr. Walker, may she rest in heaven. Guys, I met her at a cleaner's. She was taking all these clothes to the cleaners. I'm like, wow, you must, been a little backed up. She said, well, I lost, almost 100 pounds. I got to get all my clothes taken in, blah, 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 blah. I told her about what I was doing, guys. She told me about her daughter who was an entrepreneur, met her daughter. Daughter got on board, invited all these people, and my business started to explode. 9 months later, I was earning over $50,000 a month in income. This was my very first year in multi-level marketing. Janet, my very first year. Yes, we all need to show up to grow up. Yes. My very first year in 2009, it took me 9 months to get to that level of income. And I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you know, guys, that sometimes you have to go outside of the box of family and friends, the box of the familiar, the box of not wanting to invest into your business. I invested into my business. I put a seed in the ground. I had no idea of the harvest it would bring. I was able to build my very first home in new construction with that company. And here it is now, fast forward. Guys, you have a product and you have some technology that offers instant gratification. Miranda, yes, seeds in the ground. That scanner is a game changer. The skepticism starts to go away when people see how they really look. They might feel good. Damon Coleman feels amazing. I work out. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat meat. And here it is. I get scanned and my cholesterol crystal is high. What? Wait a minute. I got red markings on my lung report. Come on, man. What's going on here? You know, I'm getting these markers that I didn't think that I would get when I got scanned. I'm thinking I'm going to get this perfect or almost perfect bill of health. Well, it made me take action. I was already in vital health when I got scanned, but it made me take action. It made me order specific products. It made me get more consistent. It made me understand that, man, doing, calisthenics and lifting weights is not enough. Dude, you need to get on the track and run. You need to get on that treadmill. Drinking green smoothies is not enough. My scan told me I needed more leafy greens. I'm like, dude, I don't want to chew. That's why I do green smoothies, because I want to just eat my fish and my carb and want to be done. Save my chewing muscles, for the stuff I like. But the leafy greens, guys, you need those so it can really grab a hold to that fecal matter on your colon walls and push the bowels down. Yeah, the mind had to take action. So how do you think that your customers feel, Diane? How do you believe your customers feel, when they're looking at their reports? They feel like they need to take action. It's instant gratification. My brother, guys, hadn't partnered with me in a multi-level marketing business since 2014. And when he got his scan, I had no idea that he was going to come in at the elite level. No idea. I thought at best that he was going to buy some products. Matter of fact, I thought he was going to order some products. He told Rashandra Hampton, guys, out of St. Louis, he told her, I'm leaving here with my products today. And can I just replace them? Well, actually, she offered to just let him replace the products when the package comes in, because he wanted to take action. And so sometimes you can't wait for people to come in. You got to go out. You got to go out, guys. You got to go fishing. Okay. And this is called network marketing, not no work marketing. Now, James and I, we have this amazing booth at the Accelerator Business Summit that we were invited by Dr. Rita Rios, who partnered with us, guys, and with Vital Health, guys. And so we went out there to help her launch her business. She has this event every year. Over, over 700 attendees, over 100 vendors. Kevin Harrington being the keynote speaker, the founder of Shark Tank. Oh my gosh, we showed up. But what we did not do is just sit behind the table and wait for people to come to us. We went out and we talked to those vendors. We networked through and through for the entire 2 days, introducing ourselves, driving traffic to our booth so that people could get scanned. Yes, guys, it was incredible. The connections that were made were amazing. And you have a whole sea of people out here waiting for you to tap them on the shoulder and tell them about this miracle of vital health and the scanner. Yes, guys, and people were walking up. Well, tell us about this. How does this work? Well, guess what I did? I pointed them to the printout that describe the scanner and what it does so they can read. And why did I do that? Because I had one lady say, well, I know you memorized this by now. Can you just tell me? I say, I have, but I'm not. Because if you decide to partner with us, Buhati, that's her name, Buhati. If you decide to partner with us, Buhati, you're going to feel like you have to be the expert. You're going to feel like you have to be the person to explaining things, and that's not duplicatable. So I'm showing you how simple it is to promote this business. Should you decide, because she had already told me, she's already told me she's gotten interested in this whole concept before she even got scared. She was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! Like, how does this work? Are you guys like independent? Do you work for the company?" Like, she's asking the right questions, and so I immediately went into training mode, and I did not ask her. I'm sorry, I did not explain to her how the scanner works. I pointed her, James he put the description of the scanner, nice little plexiglass or whatever it is, so it could stand up. And so as people are walking up, they can read. And I remember doing my very first presentation, guys, in network marketing, and I did it on a conference call, and I was using a flip chart. And I was just pointing and reading because my sponsor, who had been doing my launch calls that week, he told me, "Friday, you're up." And I'm like, "I don't know this presentation." He said, "Well, can you read?" I said, "Come on, man." Where are you going with this? He said, "Well, I know you can read. So all you got to do is point and read. Nobody on the conference call will know you're reading. Just put some personality to it." Same thing here with Vital Health. Guys, when I start doing launch calls for my team, guess what? We do PowerPoints that the company already puts together for us, and they're on the Zoom screen. And I'm looking at the information on the PowerPoint, and I'm not reading every single word, but I'm reading straight from the PowerPoint, and I'm putting some personality with it. And the people on the Zoom, the guests, they have no idea that that was my very first presentation. They have no idea that I've never done a presentation on these products. And so a lot of times we make things hard. Analysis paralysis is what I call it. We want to analyze everything. We think we have to know everything, Miranda, and we don't. We don't, guys. We just have to be willing to get out of our comfort zone, which is our broke zone, and then we do the things that are uncomfortable to get us to that next level, Dina, right? Duplication nation is what this business is all about. And so, guys, listen, we have Anaheim, California coming up on November the 1st and 2nd. This will be our official, very first USA English speaking event, corporate sponsored event. And I can tell you from being in this industry for 17 years, you say, "Oh, Demond, no wonder you got to $50,000 a month in your first company. You got the gift of gab." Well, first of all, please stop saying that to people because it's not a compliment. And don't even receive that when somebody tells you that you have a gift, which is something good, of gab, which sounds like garbage to me. So I'm telling you now, that's not the case. No, guys, I got in that company in the beginning. That company was also based out of Mexico. That company was almost 20 years old before it got to the United States. What I have the gift of is hunger. Like Les Brown, you got to be hungry if you're going to be successful in life. I got the gift of building the plane while I fly it, doing things scared, doing things anyway. It's called courage. And in order for you to be in this company right now, even as we speak, you had to have a level of courage just to even step out on faith and even buy a package and invest in yourself and invest into your future. You are a leader. Leaders are not about what you know. Leadership is about what you do and your level of service. So the fact that you had a burning desire to take steps and move forward into the unknown so you can get out here and serve the masses so they can grow, guys, that's amazing. So the next step is you take action. You take action. Well, Damana just got started in the business. I want to make some money before I start spending money. No successful business owner, guys, whether it's in network marketing, whether it's a franchise owner, whether it's the owner of a Fortune 100 company, 500 company, we all had to pay the price. Whether it was our dime, our time, whether it was our pride, we have to swallow. There is a price to pay to becoming successful in any business that you're going to be a part of. And when you look at the expenses, and I'm not undermining anybody's situation, guys, I'm not. Guys, I'm a platinum with this company. I'm not rolling in dough yet. I'm rolling in dough in my future. I think about my future every single day. I am a black diamond in Vital Health. I'm just waiting on the commission and the rank to catch up, but I'm already there. And as a platinum, I'm not rolling in dough. guys. No, when I first got started, guys, I wasn't I wasn't anything, but I got my behind to Dallas, Texas, guys. I took a road trip. I had to invest. I had to spend money in order to get there, right? And so I believe in sowing seeds. You don't know where your harvest is going to come from, but you sow the seed expecting the harvest to come. These are principles, and you can't defy the principles. The principles cannot lie. If you practice the principles, you participate in the promises, guys. And the principle is you reap what you sow. Nobody said you reap where you sowed. The principle says you reap what you sow. So as I wrap up, I want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you today. I want to challenge you. Life is full of that already. But I want to encourage you today, guys, to invest. You ask somebody for everything else. If you're not able to do it, don't be ashamed to ask for some help to get to the event in California. Don't be ashamed to ask one of your Vital Health brothers and sisters if they want to share a room with you. Guys, we have people sleeping in the freaking bathtub at some of the events that I grew up in this industry because they couldn't afford a bed. We have people sleeping on the floor. We have people sleeping in the lobby. And I'm not saying that you should do any of those things, but I'm saying if you really believe in what you're doing, you want to be willing to do everything, whatever it takes. And so get to Anaheim, California. It will help you build your business. Find your local health fairs. Find your local events. Don't be afraid to invest in being a vendor, guys. Right? If you don't know of any events, create one. Don't look at the circumstances, guys, that you don't like. Create them. Right? Now, these AM Power calls, guys, we have them on the on our goodness gracious, a podcast, the AM Power podcast. Okay, so you can find the replays here, but I want to encourage you today to take action. Go out there, meet some new people, share the gospel of vital health and these amazing plant-based nutritional products. Share your testimonials. Don't get caught up in the facts. Guys, get wrapped up in the stories. Stories sell. Facts only tell. Signing off now, guys. Headed back to Houston, Texas. Pray for James and I safe travels. And we will see you guys in Anaheim, California.
See you there.
All right, guys. Have a great day.